I know not all of you live in New York, so I don't want to talk too much more about the local elections here this week, but they are important because people read in national trends to what happens here in New York. And one of the things we're hearing is that this election was a defeat for the progressive wing of the party because the likely Democratic nominee for mayor, Eric Adams, is not a progressive Democrat and doesn't come from that wing of the party. But there's more to this election than that. And we need to push back a little bit against that narrative because that's the narrative we hear after pretty much every election and every Democratic primary. But let's probe a little deeper. In the two other citywide races, Brad Lander, a longtime progressive Democrat, is very likely to win against Corey Johnson. Now, Corey Johnson is no reactionary. Corey Johnson is also a good liberal Democrat. Brad's a little bit further to the left, and Brad looks to have won. The public advocate's race, which is a job that isn't all that important but is next in line to be mayor should something happen to the mayor, was won by a guy named Jumaane Williams, who was the incumbent. He won easily. He is a very progressive Democrat who comes from the progressive wing of the party, and he was so strong electorally that no serious candidate ran against him. In numerous city council races, not all, but in numerous contested city council races, progressive candidates won or are likely to win as the votes continue to be counted. So to frame this as a defeat for the progressive wing of the party is wrong. But it's also wrong for another reason. Eric Adams didn't win by putting together simply a coalition of conservative Democrats. He won because he did his work in the African American electorate, not just in this election, but over the years. He's been there in Brooklyn. The people have voted for him for years. He's worked those relationships, and he knew how to win a Democratic primary. So to see this as the ascendancy of the moderate wing of the Democratic Party and a defeat for the progressive wing, and to suggest there's no future for the progressive wing of the party is really to misread what's happened here in New York this week.